Welcome back, folks, to more Shadowrun Returns. Alright, we're in the office. It's quite a nice office, actually. You're not going anywhere. Let's talk to Mr. Quoth. The fussy elf with the air of a Victorian butler studies you before he speaks. He doesn't like what he sees. Mr. Telestrian is expecting you. You will find him in his office.
Thank you, Jeeves.
He is not amused. Delighted to be of service. You may wait here for a few moments to gather yourself before you enter Mr. Telestrian's office. Some people find that they need time to prepare themselves before meeting an elf of his stature. However, the upstairs is off limits to you, and the library is occupied at the moment. Do not tarry, though. Mr. Telestrian is not one to be kept waiting long.
McCluskey smirks. Want some advice, moron? Of course you don't. You're a Shadowrunner and you live by your own rules, don't you? I suggest you keep your smart-ass remarks to yourself this time, human. Mr. Telestrian isn't some street meat you can impress or intimidate. He's the brains behind the throne of Tir Changir, and one of the richest men in Seattle.
And he holds your leash, right, McCluskey? You his lapdog? His eyes say I'd love to kill you now, but his mouth continues its smirk.
I got one of the richest and most powerful men in the Pacific Northwest taking care of me, dumbass. What do you got?
Free will.
You're dumber than I thought. Enjoy your chat. I'll dispose of your body later.
Pretty cool little outlay here. What's Algernon doing here? There's a twinkle in Algernon's eyes. It wasn't when you spoke at the Seamstresses Union.
It is good to see you again. There is much to do. You run in some pretty different circles, don't you, Algernon?
I do not run at all, Ronstock. I go where I'm needed. I am needed here. Seek me out after you've spoken to James Telestrian. Perhaps I can be of service again. As you approach, James Telestrian III looks up from the computer screen built into the surface of his desk and assesses you, calculating and cold. A practiced smile comes to his face. He vibes the kind of rich you don't get from Trivid. It's not the clothing or the trappings or the bow before your betters mansion. It's something else. The feeling that you're being categorized as a resource or a liability or a pawn.
I've been reviewing your results of your visit to my Seattle office last night. I admit, they are impressive. You've granted a considerable amount of damage to my office complex, killed or wounded many of my security personnel, and cost my Vice President of Security his job. In 24 hours, you have accumulated quite a bill with me, sir. How do you intend to settle your debt? You already confiscated the container I took. I have no other bargaining chips. First, some instruction. You do not begin a negotiation by admitting that you have nothing with which to negotiate. However, you were considering your tactical situation. That tells me you are more than a mere street thug. Allow me to instruct you further. You have one piece of information which you might use as a bargaining chip in that little time you have left to live. Why you took what you took. I am interested to know why you and your team of criminals fought your way through my security teams up to my private office to access the Matrix and uncover the location of a simple research project. The most protective item is usually the most valuable. That's why I took it. That stands to reason. However, I do not believe it is the case in this instance. I understand that people in your line of work pride themselves on their discretion. It is often the key to survival. But I am attempting to have a direct conversation with someone whose talents I respect, so I encourage you to speak freely. It will save me time and you a great deal of pain. Let me try a different tack. Do you know my cousin Lynn? I've met her. Why?
This interview is not two-way. I ask the questions. Did my cousin Lynn hire you to attack my office?
No.
Your cousin Lynn and her friend Jessica Watts tried to kill me. I want to return the favor, and I need Project Aegis to do it. I see. And what do you believe Project Aegis does?
It kills bugs. Big, magical bugs.
I find your bluntness somehow refreshing. He touches a button on his desk. Mr. Quoth, please ask my daughter to join us. The young pretty elf has dark circles under her eyes and a haunted expression on her face. She recognizes you instantly. It's you. You're the man who helped me escape from the Universal Brotherhood. How did you get here?
Telestrian cuts in quickly. Thank you, Marie-Louise. You have confirmed the identity of your rescuer and given me reason to forgive him for his trespasses against me.
She looks hungry for your help. I'm glad you're here.
You did well back there. Without you, we'd all be dead.
She closes her eyes. Thank you, but I'm not sure that death wouldn't be better than this. I can't sleep at all. I'm afraid that this is a dream and that I'll wake up and they'll still be there, with the bugs.
You can relax, Marie-Louise. You are safe. It is over.
No, it won't be over until they're dead. She shudders. You didn't see them. You don't understand. You and those men just flew in here. All you do is talk. It's just like you to form a committee, Father. I knew that someone had to take action. That's why I got Hakim involved.
The already cold exterior of James Telestrian III turns to ice. I see. It was you and your crippled little friend who leaked Aegis to this man. We will speak of it later in private. Now then, Ronstock. There are people I wish you to meet. The committee my daughter alluded to. This is a rare opportunity for a man on the street such as yourself. I urge you to behave. We will adjourn to the library. I'd be delighted.
I don't know if that is sarcasm or not. Just behave.
There is a weight in Telestrian's library, a sense of magnitude and of purpose. You are no longer in the presence of mere wealth, you are in the presence of history.
Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ronstock. He's the human who saved my daughter and the only one who has faced our common enemy in combat. Herr Brachus, what does the representative of Great Dragon, Lofia, have to tell us about the magical insect this Shadowrunner uncovered?
Brachus speaks slowly with deep, melodious German accent. He takes his time, accentuating each word, relishing each vowel, and each consonant, tasting them as if they were a delicacy. My Lord Lofware has witnessed the insect spirit's physical manifestation before, roughly 900 years ago. As you are aware, magic ebbs and flows from the earth, cycling from peak to peak, over the course of 5,200 years, as the level of magic grows.
Hans dear, I love you, but could you babble on forever? I believe time is of essence. The painted elf addresses you. Ronstock is delighted. The bug you fought was not merely a magical awakened animal like a wyvern or hydra or anything else in the sixth world. In fact, it isn't from this world at all. It's the physical embodiment of the insect spirit from another plane of existence.
Before you go on, I've got to ask, who the hell are you, and why are you dressed like that?
Excellent question. I've asked myself many times. Now, an insect spirit can simply thumb a ride through astral space and show up on Earth late for dinner. Dinner in this case being us. Two elements are required to bring one across the void, a shaman and a host. First, the spirit calls upon a shaman, often in dreams. The spirit seduces the shaman with promises of great power. The shaman then accepts the spirit as his totem. Next, the insect spirit requires a suitable host.
The best candidates are those disaffected and disenfranchised. In short, the weak-willed. Their minds are most susceptible to suggestion, which is helpful in making the transformation. As you may imagine, these are the sort of people easily attracted to a cult, such as the Universal Brotherhood.
Finally, by performing what has to be truly disgusting ritual, the shaman serving the insect totem implants the spirit into the host, willingly or not. Then it's feeding time.
Harlequin is correct. The insect spirit will then slowly consume its host, while transforming it into a spirit's own insectoid body, thus manifesting itself fully on this plane. What does this have to do with the Great Dragon? And an elf who likes cosmetics?
Funny, kid, but it's no laughing matter. This is bigger than hunting down an insect shaman or putting a few 9mm rounds into a bug.
The initial bugs prepare a nest for the summoning of the queen. Once a nest has a queen, she literally explodes with newly manifested insect spirits. They swarm out of the nest, feasting on all the flesh they can find and implanting more insect spirits into fresh corpses, again and again and again. The room falls silent as they all consider the scenario, faces grim. Telestrian breaks the silence. This is not an infestation, Ronstock. It's an invasion. My Lord Lothian knew this day would come, but did not know precisely when nor where. Your rescue of Mr. Telestrian's daughter has exposed the existence of an insect spirit for the first time in the cycle of this world. Then why don't you just fire a cruise missile at the Brotherhood? Call it a day. You half engaged the enemy, you know why. The insect spirit is only a resident in the transformed host body. Conventional weapons can hurt the body and expose the spirit, but the spirit itself exists on two planes. It cannot be destroyed by mundane means, hence Project Aegis. Telestrian's biotechnology and agricultural divisions worked with my Lord Lofia's thaumaturgical engineers and designed Project Aegis to destroy an insect spirit once it was released from its host. The formula, a fluorescing astral bacteria strain, exists in the physical and astral plane at once, and it can thus affect the insect spirit.
Now that was a mouthful. Did you memorize it, or are you reading it off index cards?
My director of R&D, Diane Ravenwood, will explain how Project Aegis will be used in the field. Dr. Ravenwood?
Our weapons specialists have rapidly prototyped a delivery device for the fluorescing astral bacteria strain. They've created some prototype launchers with fire Aegis-filled shells. When fired, the shells will discharge a high-velocity stream of the bacteria. In order to destroy one of the bugs, it must first be damaged using conventional weapons or magic until the spirit is released from the host body. Then the insect spirit must be shot with the Project Aegis prototype launcher to destroy it.
So, in order to stop an invasion of insects from another dimension, a dragon and an elf co-created a magical insecticide? Coolly put, but accurate. We must stop the Universal Brotherhood from summoning a queen, and we must stop them immediately. You are the only one who has been inside the facility, and the only one who has personally fought these creatures. That, along with your highly effective assault upon my property, indicates that you are the ideal person to lead the attack. I'm flattered. The painted elf grins, and his red lipstick catches the light. You should be. Come on, kid. When fate taps you on the shoulder, you've got to pay attention. Unfortunately, she has the nasty habit of tapping you on the opposite shoulder, so that when you turn around, she's on your other side, giggling like a deranged schoolgirl. I hate that. Enough. Are you willing to undergo this mission, Ronstock? You had me at killing bugs. Show me how to use Aegis. I'll get it done.
Excellent. He claps his hand as if seeing the circus for the first time. I love the way that short-lived are willing to die even faster. It's very inspirational. Brachos raises his hand, and Harlequin's clapping instantly stops. There is one final note, a warning, if you will. You have seen the danger the insects represent, but you have not witnessed the shaman's power. The shaman must tap into a power source of magic in order to summon a queen. We do not know what abilities that power source will grant. Beware of the insects, but do not underestimate the shaman. Hey, don't scare the kid, Hansel. We still need him to go on our mission. By and by, I'm coming with you, Ronstock. I wouldn't mind seeing these creatures for myself. I missed them last time. Telestrian will bankroll you so you can hire the rest of the team. Find me here when you're ready to go, and we'll bug right out of here.
Yes, speak with Harlequin when you're ready to depart. If you wish to acquire additional supplies for your mission, find my assistant, Quoth. He is highly resourceful.
Alright, so we got lots of ulterior dialogue, it looks like, here. With everyone.
Let's go see what Quiggity Quoth has first.
Oh, what's that, McCluskey? You didn't know? Oh, you didn't know I'm going on a secret mission? Bitch.
You're gonna die, asshole. Maybe, but I'm gonna live first. You'll still die screaming.
Oh, I hope I get to eradicate that bastard. Hello.
I was listening. It sounds bad.
Yep.
Thank you for everything.
Piece of cake.
I don't think so, but thanks for the reassurance. You look like you've got a question.
Why were you locked up at the Universal Brotherhood?
Father didn't approve of my boyfriend and tried to scare him off. Something went wrong and Hakim ended up in a wheelchair. Father covered the whole thing up and lied to me about Hakim. He told me horrible things.
Her jaw clenches.
And I believed him. My Aunt Lynn told me the truth about Hakim and how my father lied. She preyed upon my anger. I was so disgusted with him it was easy for her to get me to leave and join this new family at the Brotherhood.
Why did Lynn Telestrian and the Universal Brotherhood want you?
Aunt Lynn was very excited to have me there, almost manic. She talked about the inner circle and how I was going to be its center. She said I would be their queen. The way she spoke, it was as if she'd seen a god or something.
Her eyes close and she hugs herself tightly.
But it's not a god she sees, it's bugs. Only bugs.
Was it Hakim who helped you into the Matrix?
She smiles, in love. Yes, even after my father ruined his life and convinced me to hate him, he's still been watching over me. My angel in cyberspace, Baron Samadi. After we escaped, I told Hakim about the Brotherhood and about bugs. It was his idea to steal Project Aegis so he could go back into the Universal Brotherhood and exterminate the bugs. But I just don't know how he knew about it. Baron Samadi just knows things.
So what? Did Hakim tell you about us breaking into your father's office?
Nothing. I haven't spoken to him since last night. Why? What happened?
It went as planned until your father's people found me and brought me in.
Of course, it went planned. Hakim is amazing in the Matrix. I'm sure I'll hear from him soon.
I should go. Mr. Quath. I must speak to you.
In addition to the Aegis-loaded launches we will provide, I am authorized to outfit you with anything from weapons to supplies of clothing.
Show me the gear. Show me the goods. Show me the goods. Nothing new. Just a bunch of bullshit. What kind of outfits we got? Nothing new. Yay. Well, he does everything else, though. Is there something I can clarify for you? Tell me more about Project Aegis. Telestrian Industries Corporation has been working on Project Aegis for 2 years without fully understanding its use. Lofia did not trust me with the information. My engineers finally met the Dragon's specification 3 months ago and had just begun the production process when my cousin Lynn hired Shadowrunners to destroy the lab and the factory, leaving us only with the sample you stole. Why was Marie-Louise taken by the Universal Brotherhood? I don't know. I'm not sure. The host of the Queen is chosen very carefully as the interactions between the Queen and the lead shaman are critical. The family connection between the two roles is ideal. Obviously, there is a blood connection between my cousin Lynn and my daughter, but I do not believe Lynn is the shaman. That would be Jessica Watts. How do I use Aegis? My people have weaponized the Project Aegis formula by creating shells which, when fired, propel a high-velocity cloud of material, which should be effective at killing exposed insect spirits. There are more effective ways to deliver Aegis, obviously, but time was of essence, and I needed to improvise. I should go. Indeed. Proceed, doesn't we? May I provide spells, spirit foci, or fetishes to help you on this critical quest? I have a question first. Speak it. Why were you spying on me at the Seamstresses Union?
His eyes widen at the question. You mistake your importance, Ronstock. No, I was not spying on you. Until Mr. Telestrian's summons, you were beneath my notice. I saw only a customer. Now, do you require my magic?
Who are you?
I am a peddler of magical spells, spirits, and foci. Nothing more.
Nothing else?
No.
Are you really here?
Algernon's face takes on a dreamy expression. Are any of us? Yes, Ronstock, I am here, and at the Seamstresses' Union, and a myriad of other places. On to the work at hand. Do you require any magic?
What's magic? We do not allow many opportunities during our briefing for you to ask questions, Shadowrunner. You may ask them now. How did the insect spirits get here? When the membrane between planes thins, the insect spirit reached to the mind of the shaman and began their manipulation, playing on weaknesses and offering unlimited power if the ritual needed to bring the spirits here are performed. But once a shaman takes on the insect spirit as a totem, they begin an inevitable decline into insanity, slowly losing their humanity. Eventually, the shaman completely succumbs, choosing the contentment and sense of clear purpose that being part of a hive provides. Perform your role, serve your queen, that is all. If Lofu had seen this before, and knew other was coming, why didn't he move faster? Based on the previous cycles of magic, the first insects are not due to appear for another 700 years. My Lord Lafayette believes he was well ahead of schedule. Something is different this time. It is concerning. Why do you think it's different this time? Perhaps it is due to the population of humans and metahumans on Earth being so much higher than in previous ages. As a result, the volume of magic created by sentient beings is correspondingly higher, or perhaps in its density or the population coupled with the advances of society and technology that has altered things. Magic has never returned to a world like this one before. The density of sentient creatures coupled with the density of information coupled with a new concept, the technological persistence of memory heightens a society's existential angst. Thus, more people realize how truly horrible existence is simultaneously. That in itself may be a form of magic. Lofia is studying the question now. What is it like to serve a great dragon? The German man's eyes narrow. Do not misconstrue my relationship with Lord Lofia. I do not serve. Where do the insect spirits come from? As the level of magic in the sixth world grows, for lack of a better word, the distance between the various planes of reality decreases. When the membrane between the planes is thin enough, ritual magic may be used to draw beings from one to another. I should go. Yes. Good luck. Are you ready to get knee-deep in ectoplasm? I have a few questions first. Of course you do. So, who are you? I am he, as you are he, as you are me, and we are all together. Sounds like a load of dreck. It is indeed. I am pleased that you are not gullible enough to fall for that line of metaphysical bullshit. He bows with a flourish. I am Harley Quinn, the light bearer, last knight of the Crying Spire. He who manipulates Shadowrunners and fights duels with assholes. And for the next hour or two, I am at your service. What's the connection between bugs and the Universal Brotherhood? Harlequin's eyes glitter at the question. Oh, this one is genius, genius! Talk about a hiding in plain sight. This cycle the bugs didn't use some whacked-out shaman in a small rural village as their portal. They're thinking big. They set up shop in every major city, created a major marketing campaign, and then began aggressively recruiting the dropouts, the disaffected, and the deranged. Just like any good cult. If Aegis fails, if we fail, the world will be absolutely overrun by bugs. It's brilliant. Does Hans Brockus really work for the Great Dragon? He winks. No. How do we kill the insect spirits again? Ah, the fun, gory stuff. Step 1. Damage the bug using conventional weapons and magic until the spirit is released from the host body. Step 2. Shoot the insect spirit using Project Aegis launcher and Telestrian the people created. Step 3. Keep shooting until either the spirit is destroyed or you are bug food. Rinse, repeat. Let's stomp some bugs. I thought you'd never ask. I suppose you should know Telestrian's technicians only had time to create a few prototype Aegis launchers. I'll be taking one naturally. Another is for you. Treat her well.
If you want additional bug-splattering firepower, James has agreed to allow one of his personal elite guards to accompany us with a final prototype weapon. And now let us away. We have a date with Destiny, and she doesn't like to be kept waiting. I'm assuming it's this ghost. And you know we're taking Lug Lug for maximum damage. Head to the hive. Sounds groovy. The hunt begins. You return to the Universal Brotherhood as anything but subtle. The team hits the same back door Coyote found in your storm through, quickly making your way into the restricted area in the room where you last met Jessica and first encountered the bug. You stand there together, listening to the sounds of chittering coming from somewhere distant. Harlequin stares into the darkness, humming tunelessly while fingering the sword on his hip. Then he turns, lifts his Aegis launcher to his lips, and gives it a kiss. You give the signal, and the hunt begins. And I think we'll give everyone a... Oh, he's marked. He's good. Hopefully we don't need any more firepower than that. Oh, we have 10 more karma. Let's go to max out range combat. So now we have body, quickness, range combat maxed. Next will be rifle. Then we're going to start pumping into dodge. Might get melee and close combat up, and I think I might start... I don't even know if I want to mess with other guns. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. That side door you found for the last time you were here was helpful. We avoided all those Universal Brotherhood spat cult yahoos. Telestri was right. You're a real value add. Harlequin grins a wide predatory grin, both sets of his pearly white teeth offset by the livid red lipstick around his mouth. Now the fun begins. I'm ready. Alright. Tier 10 gear ghost. Range combat, shotgun, rifle, dodge. Pretty good. Has shit for hit points. Anyways, we're going to pick this up in the next episode, folks. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more Shadowrun returns.